Middle Tennessee's only primetime news. This is Fox 17 News at 9, your Code Red station.
The winter storm that we have been warning you about for days is here now, prompting a Fox 17 Code Red weather alert.
Well, when it's all said and done, some of you will see a few inches of snow on the ground.
Fox 17 News has live team coverage now with crews all over Middle Tennessee. Fox
17 News Code Red Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan here in studio, tracking this weather and when it's expected to start.
I just saw it from Karen's live shot. It's coming down.
Right.
Yeah, she's in Clarksville, by the way, and that's where we're seeing it already accumulate. This is a live look in Springfield, and the roads are becoming snow-covered here. While we head downtown, we're still waiting for most of that snow to arrive. In fact, I can see a few flurries on screen now. So starting to see some snowflakes downtown. We'll get an update from meteorologist Brett Luna here shortly, live downtown on Broadway. And we take a look at the radar here, and you can see that those snow showers continue to file in. As we head through the evening hours, we will find widespread snow. A lot of this is going to fall while you're sleeping, so you should wake up to a winter wonderland. But you can see that it continues to file in and fill in on radar here. It'll be more so closer to 11, even after midnight for those to the south and to the east, Manchester, Tullahoma. Basically, the pink here, this is our winter storm warning. This is where we're going to find higher snow totals. Less snow totals for those in purple, and that's our winter weather advisory, and this will be through tomorrow afternoon. We take a look at the forecast. Still expecting about 2 to 3 inches in the I-40 corridor, a little less as we head south, and up to 1 inch in our southern counties. I think about an inch would be possible closer to the Alabama border. It's just going to take longer for it to start snowing, and we may see a little bit of mix as well as the snow that's around. So again, the higher totals here, it's already snowing, and this is where it's going to continue to snow all night. So 3 to 4 through Clarksville and Hopkinsville, 4 to 6, especially north of 40. I think we could find a few locally higher amounts. Some heavier pockets of snow or snow bands may set up over the next couple of hours, and that will enhance snow totals in a local area, just a specific pocket here and there. The road conditions already turning snowy here. We saw those snow-covered roads in Springfield and in Clarksville. We've been seeing a lot of pictures of that as well. So expect conditions to deteriorate over the next couple of hours. And whatever falls, it's going to stick. Temperatures very cold for tonight. It's different from our last snow where temperatures were near the freezing mark for much of the day. That was able to allow the road conditions and the treatments to work, and temperatures kind of help melt some of that snow as well on those roads. Not the case for tonight as we drop into those low 20s and teens. We'll have more on what we can expect over the next 24 hours and when we'll finally start to see all this move out. That in your Fox 17 Code Red forecast.
I don't know, it's just scary. It's really scary.
Well, the winter weather tonight, not a welcome sight for some folks up in Clarksville. This snow is falling on top of communities that were flooded by the storms from the weekend. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar now live in Clarksville, where some people are understandably anxious tonight as the snow comes down pretty heavy.
Scott, that's right. The snow is falling heavily, and you can see on the ground how much snow has already accumulated in just the last couple of hours. It's also very cold. It feels like it's in the teens. This as areas in Clarksville are still facing flooding. That water could potentially freeze, causing more issues for residents who have already been impacted by the flooding and now this winter storm.
Homes in Clarksville remain underwater from flooding over the weekend, like Denise Culver's backyard. The water so high, almost topping this gate, and her items inside destroyed.
It's really hard because I thought it was going to go down, and it looks exactly the same as it did when I left on Friday.
The winter storm now means more problems.
I think my pipes are going to bust open. I mean, I'm just not sure.
Culver came by to prepare her home for the second round of bad weather, but could face some challenges.
I won't be able to come tomorrow if the roads are bad. I'll have to stay with my boys and my dog at my hotel and just wait it out and hope for the best.
Culver is among many others across town who are bracing for the cold and snow. Firefighters who worked long hours to rescue people from the flooding will be back on the clock to help people in accidents on the roads.
They went from one extreme to the other, wet, and now it's going to be frozen. So, but they'll be ready.
In the meantime, Clarksville residents are hoping the weather isn't too bad as they continue the recovery from the flood.
I feel hopeful like that it's going to be okay. It's just going to be a long road.
Well, the weather actually did end up getting pretty bad. As you can see, it's been heavier and heavier as the time passes by, and a lot of these homeowners who cannot get inside their homes or staying at hotels are anxious to check on their places, but the Clarksville Fire Rescue are advising them not to and stay off the roads, because just as you can see behind me, these roads have some kind of slush. There's no ice on them yet, but that could change overnight as the temperatures drop into the teens. Reporting live here in Clarksville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. The heart of Nashville is bracing for the snow that Clarksville is getting right now as tourists continue to take in downtown right now snow-free. Fox 17 News Code Red meteorologist Brett Luna is live on Broadway. Brett, I guess the cold's going to come before the storm, but it looks like maybe there is a flurry or two coming.
Hey, Scott, I'm not exactly sure what you said. I could not hear anything right there. You may have already said where I'm at, but I'm down here on Lower Broadway right now. Usually there's a huge crowd of people on Broadway at night, but right now there are not a lot of folks. We have some light flurries that are coming down right now. Nothing too bad. I'm not even seeing anything stick to the roads just yet. I will say that we got down here a little bit before 8:30, and there was a salt truck right there sitting. He had his plow up, so the crews here have been doing a great job lately, too, salting everything. I noticed that when I was driving into work yesterday, too, these roads have already been treated. But right now, I'm not seeing anything. The biggest, or just except for the snow flying pretty quickly, the biggest thing right now is just how cold it is out here. I was over in Crossville doing some live shots in the last winter storm that we had moved through, and it feels colder right now than it did there. Where you have wind chill values right here in Nashville in the teens now, the flags above me, you may even be able to hear those. I'm not sure. They're clinging. I also saw another guy out there. He was shoveling salt, too. So they've been doing a great job all around here on Broadway. Again, not seeing any snow sticking on the streets just yet, but as we go through the rest of the night, obviously we're going to get more snow that falls. Still think we're looking at a couple inches, possible 2 to 3 or so right here in Nashville, but as it stands right now, nothing too bad. We're going to keep you updated, though. We'll be live as we go throughout the rest of the night for the next about hour or so during the shows, and I'll have you some more live shots on what it's looking like from Broadway and see if it's picked up a little bit more. But right now it is just windy. You can see the snow flying, just not sticking on the ground quite yet. I'll have more details, though, for you coming up here in just a bit. Brett Luna, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
And that brings us to tonight's Fox 17 question of the day on X, asking, do you feel confident driving in the snow? We've had 375 people weighing in on this tonight. 65.3% say yes, 34.7% say no. Still time to weigh in and cast your vote. This poll is live right now. You can scan the QR code there on your screen. It will take you over to our X page. You can also find it by our handle, which is @FoxNashville. And these numbers are coming in real time. We'll bring you updates a little later in the newscast. You can help Fox 17 News show this winter weather storm and how it's affecting you in your neighborhood. Submit your pictures and video at the Chime In section of our website, fox17.com.
Well, the winter blast that's already moved into the mid-state is canceling classes in several area school districts. Fox 17 News keeping track of all of those changes for you. You can see them scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Beyond that, you can go to fox17.com and click on weather and then school closings to see these come in real time. And we can tell you right now that Metro Nashville Schools, one of the larger school systems in the mid-state, has already closed for tomorrow. Sumner County as well.
Well, the governor deciding not to declare this flood damage a disaster area, what that now means for those living in Clarksville.
And Social Security now in the sight of Doge, why Elon Musk wants access there.
This Fox 17 News Code Red Alert is sponsored by Sarah Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
Here's a live look right now from our Fox 17 camera network out in Springfield, and you can see those flakes are flying and the snow is sticking to the roads there. Just a glimpse of what it looks like in our viewing area. We'll have live reports of the snowfall here as that system moves through here in just a few minutes.
Continuing coverage now of the devastation up in Clarksville as floodwater remains inside some homes there 3 full days after the heavy rains moved through.
Well, today, Governor Lee and the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency got a firsthand look at what people there are dealing with. Fox 17 News' Johnny Maffey at the state capitol with the governor's message to those impacted.
Both the governor and TEMA assessing the floodwaters that are still preventing people from driving down their own streets, getting into their own homes, so the concerns continue in what some call worse conditions than the 2010 disaster.
Waiting for flood levels to drain means waiting for help. The view from above showing how vast the problem is. You can just tell where the street is thanks to the mailboxes barely poking out above the floodwaters 3 days later. We've seen cars outside this apartment start to see the light of day, but what's on the ground outside and the floor inside still remains to be seen.
We're obviously still in the phases of understanding the depth of damages across the state in multiple places.
Governor Bill Lee joined TEMA and local agencies in Clarksville taking a look at the hard-hit homes.
It's difficult anytime you see someone's home that's got water in it, and you know that's a hardship for that homeowner and for that family.
The governor emphasizing they don't quite know how bad it is underneath. No emergency declaration yet, which means no FEMA assistance for now.
There's a desire to find innovative ways to provide for people who have loss, but we don't have those answers right now.
Snow is set to fall on top of impacted areas, and standing water and pipes are vulnerable to more damage with cold temps in the Code Red forecast.
How does that play into assessing what happened on the 15th and getting that help to people?
I'm going to let Director Sheehan speak to that.
What we ask is homeowners, apartment renters, whoever, document your damages today. So before the snowfall begins later this week, document the damage that you have today. So take notes. If you have insurance, contact your insurance adjuster. Don't wait for an optimal time. Go ahead and let them know that you have a claim.
So you heard the TEMA director say it right there. Document as much as you can before these winter conditions change things. As for here in Nashville, I was texting with some people at NDOT today. They were pre-treating the roads yesterday and will have crews throughout the storm. Drive safe, everyone. In Nashville, Johnny Maffey, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Fox 17 News has been on top of storm coverage since the rain began falling over the weekend, and you can catch all of our previous stories on the Fox Nashville YouTube channel. And while you're there, don't forget to become a subscriber.
All right, we're actively in that Code Red weather alert. We have flakes flying in some parts of our viewing area, and Nashville starting to see it too.
A couple flurries I saw downtown, nothing sticking just yet. It will, but we need to get a little bit more going as far as intensity goes. This is a live look from Gallatin. Every now and then you look in the light, you can see some flurries here. Also want to note the flag waving there. A bit breezy this evening, and that will create for some blowing snow once it's on the ground, so could see measurements to be a little more difficult when we have these little snow drifts that are setting up for us. Really coming down in Springfield, though. This continues to be the best shot that we have right now, and you can easily see that it is covering those roadways. Should be a pretty dry snow for us, too, with temperatures falling into those 20s. This will be a real powdery, sort of ski-like snow, not the best snowman-making snow. As we take a look at the radar, you can see more of those snow showers continue to fill in, and as we head deeper into the night, we'll continue to find widespread snow across all of Middle Tennessee. Higher accumulations are going to be north of 40. High impact for us early Wednesday morning with temperatures as cold as they're expecting to be. Along with the snow that's on the ground, road conditions not going to be all that great. Flurries and additional snow showers will be possible late tomorrow night, too. Not seeing a lot of additional accumulation, but it will likely cover those roadways and then create more slick spots for early Thursday morning. Timing the winter weather through the overnight between now really gets going as we head more towards midnight and then tapers off early tomorrow morning. So the morning commute is going to be that time frame that's really troublesome, and then will become cloudy for much of the day. This is our forecast for tomorrow, and notice how cold it is, sitting in those mid to upper 20s with cloudy skies. Multiple days, though, I expect problems on those roads. Each day should get a bit better, but tonight becoming difficult with the snow moving in. It will be difficult tomorrow, so red light there. And then cautionary lights for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We will not climb above freezing until Friday afternoon. maybe at 33. So we'll have minimal melting likely for Thursday and Friday. Mostly cloudy skies too, so not a lot of sunshine. More sunshine for Friday. We'll see a little bit of melting and good melting on the way for Saturday, with a high around 42. So Future Track continues to show these little bands coming in. Notice this little heavy pocket of snow. This will be possible through the overnight and could result in some locally higher amounts, mainly along and north of I-40. As we go through early Wednesday morning, this is 3 a.m., snow showers are widespread. The back edge of that snow will begin to taper off from west to east. We could be looking at some totals closer to maybe 4 or 5, perhaps a pocket of 6 for places like Clarksville, Hopkinsville. I'm trying to get some early measurements in. So if you're in Clarksville, I would love to get, or Hopkinsville, I would love to get a snow total from you so I can kind of gauge where we're at, how fast and heavy the snow is coming down if I need to tweak the forecast at all. As we go into Wednesday mid-morning, you can see the snow showers tapering off, and then much of the day is turning out to be pretty cloudy. We'll talk more about a little bit of additional light snow for tomorrow night. That coming up in your Fox 17 Code Red forecast.
Pushback to the Department of Government Efficiency's attempts to gain access to Social Security information. I'm Matt Gelka in Washington, and I'll have the story coming up.
I'm Jennifer Waddell from Fox 17 News this morning. Well, as you're watching tonight, by the time you wake up tomorrow morning with us, we will have snow on the ground. A significant snowfall across Middle Tennessee and southern Kentucky. We will be here for you tracking the storm, bringing you all those live updates on the road conditions, all the school and business closings starting at 4 a.m. tomorrow. We'll see you then.
The new U.S. Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, wants to take a hard look at your Social Security information. Its leader, Elon Musk, says what he's looking for is fraud.
Fox 17 News' Matt Gelka taking a closer look in tonight's Waste Watch report. And by the way, you can vote on this issue by scanning the QR code that will appear here shortly on your screen.
The Department of Government Efficiency wants to burrow into the Social Security Administration as the group's stated mission of rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse continues.
There's no way to know until DOGE gains full access exactly how much money we're talking about. But over a 10-year normal budget window, you could be talking about saving over $1 trillion by clamping down on massive fraud in our tax and entitlement systems, including, again, those carried out by organized fraud and theft rings.
Multiple reports indicate a clash with DOGE led to Acting Commissioner Michelle King's exit from the Social Security Administration over the weekend. Elon Musk's group has sought access to sensitive information within the SSA, as it has with other agencies like the IRS and the Treasury. Musk has also repeatedly claimed massive fraud within Social Security benefits, posting a database chart with age ranges from 0 to 369. He added there are far more eligible Social Security numbers than there are citizens in the USA. This might be the biggest fraud in history. Except previous audits of the SSA, like this one from 2023, have already identified almost 19 million people over the age of 100 not being marked deceased, but still having an active Social Security number. But that almost none of them receive Social Security benefits. Demonstrations were held nationwide on President's Day, protesting Musk and DOGE's cuts across government. Democrats are limited in pushback to demonstrations and court cases.
This is extremely concerning. What will they do with that information? It is the biggest data breach ever.
DOGE's website claims it saved the American taxpayer $55 billion through things like dismantling agencies and canceling contracts. But it's unclear right now what that $55 billion will go to instead. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelka.
It's one thing after another for Clarksville residents. First the flooding and now this winter storm. Coming up in a few minutes, I'll show you what they're dealing with.
And I'm down here on Lower Broadway right now in the heart of Nashville. The snow has recently started to come down and just a little bit heavier. I'll show you what's going on out here in just a few minutes when we come back.
I'm Chris Knowles in Dickson, where the snow is slowly coming down. I'll have a look at those conditions next.
Welcome back. Here is a live look off of I-40 and 46th Avenue. from our TDOT SmartWay camera. And as you can see, the roads are clear, traffic is moving, but if you look at the bottom of your screen in the middle there, you can actually see where the street light is catching some of that snow that is falling. So we know that we are in this active system right now. It's only a matter of time before it accumulates.
I think my pipes are gonna bust open. I mean, I'm just not sure.
An emotional time. People in Clarksville very much worried tonight as the winter storm blankets that area. Most of these people have snow in their yards now. This, as some of them, like these folks, are dealing with the aftermath from flooding over the weekend. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar now live in Clarksville where the snow is really coming down.
That's right, Scott. 9 by Trenton and Tyler Road at that intersection. And just on the way over here in the last 20 minutes or so, as Patrick and I, my photographer, were driving here, we saw that people were driving relatively slow. And right here on the roads behind me, we're not really seeing anyone, as officials are warning people to stay home to avoid any accidents. Now, the snow, as you mentioned, Scott, has really been picking up, and I want to show you how much snow has accumulated up to this point. So I'm going to take this measuring tape that I have to show you how much we're dealing with here. So I'm going to put it here. See, this is all right. So we are at 2 inches. Clarksville is expected to get 4 inches, and we're going to continue to monitor that, not just today, but we're also covering this tomorrow. And I also want you to take a look at this gas station behind me. So my photographer Patrick lives in this area, and he tells me that it's normally full, and right now we're only seeing a couple cars here, some people braving the cold, putting gas, and we've also seen a few people coming out of that gas station stocking up on items for tonight. And in the next 30 minutes, we're going to head to the area that we saw is still flooded, where homeowners are trying to figure out if their pipes are going to burst. They are wondering if they should get on the roads in these conditions to check on their homes. So we'll have all of that coming up at 10 o'clock. Reporting live here in Clarksville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, Fox 17 News and our Code Red team coverage continues as counties west of Nashville are seeing snow first. Fox 17 News' Chris Knowles, our brand new reporter on assignment here in Dickson for your very first story here, and you brought the snow.
Yeah, that's correct. Right now I'm standing here just off of Highway 46 here in Dickson, and the snow is coming down. It's a bit light at the moment. If you take a look down right here, you can see that the snow is starting to slowly stick to the ground. But if you move right over here and look at the roads are very slick, and that's what poses a hazard for drivers out right now, especially as we go over into the night and the roads begin to freeze over and you have that potential of black ice. So that is something that drivers need to be very mindful of here in the Dickson area. As we traveled over from the Metro Center, we saw a lot of snow. The roads didn't look as slick, but as we got here near Dickson, right off of Interstate 40, getting on 46, we started to see those roads really become slicker. We've also seen a couple of snow plows coming through the area, and so the folks are here working to try to keep the roads safe, but you also have to do your part in keeping safe. And again, it is picking up with the snow, and again, you will see the roads are very, very slick, so you want to be mindful of black ice. You may not see it, but you have to drive with caution, knowing that it could possibly be there. I'm Chris Knowles, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Chris, thank you a lot, and again, welcome aboard. Well, another area that really looks nice when we start to get the snow in Middle Tennessee is Broadway in the heart of downtown Nashville. And Fox 17 Code Red meteorologist Brett Luna is there. And Brett, it's easy to see the snow is falling a lot heavier than it was a half an hour ago.
Hey, it is really coming down now here on Broadway. I'm on Lower Broadway right now, and over the past 5 minutes, it has really started to pick up, too. And I want to kind of move around. These cars are about to get to the red light, and you're really going to be able to see the snow that's coming down. The winds are also still pretty strong as well. It is cold. Temperatures right now, I'm not exactly sure what the temperature is, but I can tell you it is feeling really cold. The winds have been gusting to about 25 miles an hour, and you may even be able to just see how fast this snow is blowing. But we are starting to see a little bit now begin to accumulate accumulate. I'm on the grass right here at the end of Broadway. Not really seeing much accumulate on the roadways right now. Parts of the sidewalk seeing just a little bit accumulate there. You can tell the roads have gotten wetter though, so that snow is definitely coming down now. It started probably about 8 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. We really started to see the snow start to get a little bit heavier, and it's just going to keep on coming down as we head through the next several hours. When we first pulled up though, we saw an NDOT truck out here. We've actually seen a couple of those salt trucks, and then just yesterday too, I was already noticing that they had already begun to treat the road. So these crews seem to be doing a good job, having a good handle on this, but still, if you have to get out on the roads tonight, just be very careful because it is going to get slick. We're already seeing Broadway wet and the sidewalks wet, and the winds are just really going, so it's even going to be creating some of that blowing snow for you as well. For now though, we're going to send it back to you, Brett Luna, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station, and now we're going to Katie.
I think Brett likes the snow. He sounds excited to be downtown in Broadway. We are starting to see that snow. You can see from the radar, I'm starting to move into Nashville. But I want to point out something that I've been watching over the past couple of minutes here. The amount of snow and the report that we got from Karen, almost 2 inches in Clarksville, which is fairly impressive. We're looking at some high snow rates at the moment in our western counties. From Montgomery County, about a ½ inch up to 1 inch an hour, closer to 1 inch of snow per hour. So if the storm were stationary, we'd be getting an inch of snow every hour. But we will be looking at some of these heavy pockets as we head through the next couple of hours that could lead to some locally higher amounts. I may have to move Clarksville, Montgomery County, Stewart County, even Trigg, Christian County, and maybe Houston County as well into that higher category of 4 to 6 inches of snow if we already have almost 2 inches on the ground. In addition to that, we're talking about a very powdery, dry snow, which is going to accumulate a lot faster. So we can find higher snow totals easier with that dry snow. Remember to send in your pictures. We would love to see you playing in the snow when it is safe to do so. Head to our Facebook, or I should say our website, fox17.com, and click on Chime In there at the corner of your screen. We'll talk more about some light snow possible tomorrow night coming up.
Thank you, Katie. Also ahead, an enticing offer. How criminals, according to the BBB, are baiting people with a financial windfall offer from the IRS.
One former Tennessee Titan is now taking over the Father Ryan football program. I'll have the details next in sports.
A consumer alert tonight from the Better Business Bureau. Leaders there tonight are warning people about a text saying that you're due $1,400 in the form of a stimulus check. They say it is likely a scam.
A heads up, the BBB says criminals are posing as the IRS and sending fake texts to people asking for their personal information in return for a recovery rebate credit.
Now, the agency says the real IRS has sent out more than $2 million to 1 million people. They did that in December of last year, and those folks did not claim the rebate on their tax returns. Those rebate credits were automatically sent to recipients, with most of the payments actually arriving last month.
Well, you might recognize him from his time with the Tennessee Titans, and now Zach Mettenberger will be taking over the Father Ryan football program. The school announcing today it has promoted Mettenberger to head coach after he was the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for the Irish last season. Mettenberger was a 6th-round draft pick by the Titans in 2014 and made 10 starts in 14 games. He was Hillsboro's offensive coordinator back in 2020 and also spent 2 years as an analyst with Nick Saban at Alabama. The Vols making some coaching moves today as well. The team announcing that Evan Crabtree now taking over as special teams coordinator. Vols also adding John Bonamigo as an assistant special teams coach, and also Chop Harbin, who has been promoted to outside linebackers coach. Well, college baseball also back in action today, taking on Air Force for Game 2 of their series at the Hawk. Brennan Cyber making it now get ready to host St. Mary's for a 3-game series starting on Friday. Jill Jolnick, Fox 17 Sports, your Code Red station.
Coming up, we'll continue to track the latest on the heavy snow that is starting to fill in more in Middle Tennessee. The latest on radar and some more live pictures.
Also ahead, what TDOT has done to lessen the impact of this winter storm and the role salting plays in their attack plan.
All right, checking back in, here is a live look from our TDOT SmartWay camera. This is I-65 near Portland, and as you can see, the interstate there covered in a blanket of snow, and the drivers that do have to be out in this, it does appear that they are down to one lane. So if you are up in this area, be cautious. This winter weather is here.
Our winter weather coverage continues now with what the Tennessee Department of Transportation is doing to lessen the impact of that snow event. It's definitely coming. Now, joining us now with that is TDOT Communications Officer Aaron Ziegler. Aaron, I've seen evidence of brining out on some of the major roads that I saw today on my way to work, and I know that that's TDOT's work. Please explain what that is and how it helps.
Right. So TDOT crews began brining state routes and interstates yesterday morning around 6 a.m. and they completed that work today around 11 a.m. And what brining is, it's a liquid mixture. It's water, salt, and another additive that we put on roadways before a snow and ice event. And what it does is it, when the liquid melts, it leaves a small layer of salt. So it helps the ice and snow from sticking as quickly and also from sticking around as long. So we've applied that to all state routes and interstates in Region 3, and that's approximately 11,000 lane miles. So we hit the ground running yesterday, and we are ready to go and prepared for the winter weather event.
I know the last time you guys did that, it worked out well and things sort of seemed to go away quickly. We've got a big picture of a salt truck behind me too, and I know that's also another tool in your arsenal. What are you prepared along those lines?
Yeah, so right now our crews are resting, so they're going to be back at it to plow next. Plow and salt. So when the snow starts falling this evening, they're going to be hit the road with the plows and salt trucks. So we want to plow the roads as soon as we get about 1/3 of an inch of accumulation on the roadways, and then we salt those icy spots. And you know, that is to get some traction on the roadway for vehicles that need to be out on the roadway. That's, you know, another tool in our toolbox. Our trucks can carry around 6 to 12 tons of salt, depending on what kind of truck it is. And again, we do that. We apply it to the roads to give more traction. But what we really want to do, Scott, is clear all that snow from the roadway about midday Wednesday, so we can clear all the snow out, so to prevent that from refreezing, because we know it's going to get bitterly cold.
I saw some broken down cars on the way to work too. I would imagine that's problematic. Are you guys trying to move those out of the way, or is that a city and county thing?
So when it comes to abandoned vehicles or stopped vehicles on state routes and interstates, we do work with the Tennessee Highway Patrol to remove those before a winter weather event, because that does pose a problem for our crews that need to be out plowing the roadways. So we do work with our partners at THP to tow those vehicles before a winter weather event. So if those vehicles are removed, we do ask that you contact THP when that winter weather event is over. If it's within Davidson County, we do ask you you get in touch with the Metro Nashville Police Department as well.
Appreciate what you're doing, and especially getting those cars out of the way and everything else. Aaron Ziegler with TDOT, thanks so much for taking a few minutes for us.
Scott.
Well, let's start off with a live look at our Broadway camera here. We've got some snow showers that are starting to pick up a little more downtown. The roads are definitely wet. Visibility is reduced from our South Nashville camera, so the snow continues to fall in Nashville. And best shot that we have still in Springfield, where the snow is coming down. You can see it in the lights there, and now covering those roadways. So again, we're expecting slick conditions as we head through the overnight hours. Radar continues to fill in with snow, moderate to heavy at times. Notice these darker little boxes here, or darker colors. Those are heavy snow showers moving in across Perry and Lewis counties. So that'll be possible as we go through the evening hours tonight. A little wider view. You can see there's a little more light snow off to the west, and we'll continue to see these snow showers through the evening hours. I expect most of the snow to taper off by morning commute time from west to east. In addition to that, a bit of a breeze out there. These are our current wind gusts, anywhere between 15 to 25 miles per hour. That's going to create some blowing snow for the snow that is on the ground already. A very dry, light snow that we have falling. This is not like the last snow we had where temperatures were right around freezing and it was a wet snow that was able to melt on contact. This is very dry and we're expecting temperatures to fall to about 20 for the overnight. So I would expect very light snow, dry snow that'll be blowing around on those roadways for the overnight hours. Snow showers will be possible tomorrow night as well. An additional coating possible in those roads too, especially the treated roads. So keep that in mind for Thursday morning's commute. It won't be a widespread thing. I think that best chance is going to be east of I-65. You can see this is 9 p.m. on Wednesday night. Snow showers continue, especially toward the upper Cumberland and Cumberland Plateau overnight into early Thursday morning. So this could lead us to an additional light dusting of snow. But when we were talking about that over very cold roadways that have already had snow on the ground and still have snow on the ground, additional slick spots will likely be possible in those locations. Very cold days ahead here. Temperatures will be around 30 for tomorrow afternoon. We stay below freezing all the way through Friday if we're lucky to get to 33. A good melting on the way though for Saturday with a high right around 42. And we're looking at warmer weather for next week as well. Dry weather, I might add. Only tomorrow, our only snow or rain day.
Thank you, Katie. Just ahead, taking another run at Fusus, the critical Metro Council vote scheduled for tonight that would allow Metro Police to use private security cameras.
And country artist Vince Gill ready to hit the road again, but he won't be traveling with his usual crew. His plan and when you can see him here in Nashville.
Update now on a bill that would allow Metro Police to access private security cameras from willing businesses in real time to fight crime. After failing by single vote back in November, a rewritten bill clearing the way for police to use the Fusus computer program to access those cameras was up for a critical second vote before Metro Council tonight. But before that vote, Council heard from citizens for and against Fusus.
This is not a solution. Guardrails don't fix the fundamental problem. It just puts window dressing on a system that is harmful at its core.
The Fusus system is not merely a technological upgrade, but is a lifeline for our brave police officers. It will empower them to respond swiftly and effectively to incidents, track down criminals, and ultimately deter crime.
Critics were afraid the system would be used to target illegal migrants. Policies were included to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, tonight, the bill was amended just a few moments ago, in fact, to include independent audits. But just before that critical second reading vote, Council voted to adjourn. That means they'll have to take this bill up on second reading at the beginning of their next meeting in 2 weeks.
Let's take another live look from our TDOT SmartWay camera off of I-65 right there at the Tennessee-Kentucky border. And as you can see, the snow is sticking to the ground, slow-moving traffic down to one lane, it looks like. So be careful out there.
Vince Gill is going back on tour. How it'll be unlike anything his fans have seen in nearly a decade. Entertainment news, country great Vince Gill is going on tour this summer. This is going to be a solo show after spending much of the last 8 years, performing with the Eagles.
Well, it's a 30-city summer tour marking Gill's 50th year in the music business. It starts May 8th in Rochester, New York. Other cities include Boston, Chicago, Atlanta, and Chattanooga. And Vince is going to wrap this tour up with 4 nights downtown at the Ryman Auditorium. That's August the 8th and the 9th, along with August 15th and 16th. Tickets go on sale Friday.
The first in-person talks between American and Russian officials in about 3 years. I'm Atra El-Nashar with what it could mean for Ukraine's future.